Breaking news. Welcome to today's headlines. We should remove the cap of regionalism and religion and put on the cap of leadership. Yakubu, Dogara. To my dear listeners, before I go into details, good evening from wherever you're listening from. Please kindly ensure you like, subscribe, and share. Now, the details. A former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Yakubu Dogara, has addressed the critical objections surrounding tax reform bill by northern leaders. He urged a shift away from the constraints of regionalism and religion, advocating instead for a focus on effective leadership as the key to resolving the country's ongoing issues. He highlighted that many respected northern leaders have raised concerns about the timing of certain decisions and reforms, suggesting that this perspective reflects a misunderstanding of the concept of time in leadership. He emphasized that the present moment is what truly matters, arguing that the past and future are shaped by our current actions. He contended that leaders should prioritize the immediate implications of their decisions rather than being overly concerned with the timing of initiatives. He argued that if a decision is deemed beneficial, the appropriate time to implement it is now, rather than delaying for future considerations. He said in a live coverage by Channels TV from 3 minutes 34 seconds. Let's look at some of these objections that have been raised, and I will address the question of leadership. We should remove the cap of regionalism and religion and put on the cap of leadership, because that is what will resolve the current problems that we have. And I think one of the major objections relates to the issue of timing. I have heard this even from leaders that I respect. But in leadership, when you talk about timing, the way I have heard them talk about it is a tragic misconception of the notion of time itself. Because there is nothing like the future and there is nothing like the past. All we have is now, and it is what you are doing now that will become your past. It is what you are doing now that will affect your future. So, the question before us as leaders is not to look at what the president is doing or what the tax reform bill committee has produced. I don't even care if it was part of the president's agenda. All I am bothered with as a leader is it the right thing? Then, if we come to the conclusion that it is the right thing for us to do, then the time to do it is now, not tomorrow. So, my dear listeners, now we've come to the end of our today's news. And now, before I go, let's move down to the comment section. Let's see what people have to say. The first comment I have here says the cap of regionalism fits us more than the cap of leadership. Let every region develop at their own pace, not dependent on the central government. A comment here says, what timing are you talking about? You are only trying to stay on both sides of the argument. North has always kicked against restructuring even before independence. Many aren't aware that North was the first to declare they wanted separation. They argued that Nigeria wasn't ripe for independence and they needed 3 years extra. Nigeria could have gotten independence in 1957 if not for that. Another comment here says, when they are in government, they blind. When they are out of government, the eyes will be opened. Nigerians, haba. I fear you, God have mercy. Regionalism is the way, the dependent regions that are feeding fat on the productive areas. Still at the comment section. A comment here says, what did you put on before? Was it followership edgier? And no fear. A comment here says, why didn't you tell Buhari then? It is too late. It is turn by turn. While another comment here says, unity beggar? Absolutely. Feudalism is a clog in the wheel of progress today, as it has always been. You are right, my speaker let the North wake up and be responsible to their people rather than kicking against national interest and the development of the country. While another commenter says, you people always think you are wise, so they should not talk about regionalism and maintain the status quo that doesn't favor the South but the North. Nothing good in leadership that promotes cheating. We are still at the comment section. A comment here says, let's go our separate ways. There is no need pretending. And I hope when we go our separate ways, we would be able to handle the whole situation. We should think before we comment. Another comment here says, which leadership, in which country? And a response to that says, Mr. Man, we are talking about Nigeria. It is not a must for you to talk if you don't believe. Now we've come to the end of our today's news. Please do drop by the comment section and let us know what your view is all about. Thank you for listening.